When we moved to this ranch 6 months ago, it felt like a dream. Wide open skies, silence, peace. After my wife passed, I needed a new start. For myself and for Liam, my 9-year-old son. The city was too loud, too full of memories. Liam barely spoke for weeks, until he met Peanut. Peanut wasn't just any miniature horse. He was small, soft, gentle, trained for therapy. We got him from a local rescue center. Liam smiled for the first time in months when he brushed his mane. They became inseparable. Wherever Liam went, Peanut followed. In the mornings, they walked the trail behind our ranch. In the evenings, Liam read stories to him from the porch. But peace doesn't last long when there's a Karen next door. Her name was Judith Whitmore, president of the HOA, though I never asked to be part of one. She came storming onto our property 2 days after we moved in, clipboard in hand, telling me our fence paint color violates HOA Palette 3A. I told her politely that my land was private, not under her HOA jurisdiction. She didn't like that. She smiled. That fake, tight-lipped smile. We'll see about that. Since then, we'd find odd things. Our gate mysteriously left open. Warning notices taped to our barn. Letters about non-compliant livestock aimed at Peanut. It escalated slowly, then quickly. One morning, I saw 2 trucks parked behind the property line, engines running. Men in camo, rifles. I confronted them. This is private land, I told them. One of them shrugged. HOA lady gave us access, said the back trail's shared hunting ground. That trail was on my deeded land, fully fenced, clearly marked. I drove straight to Karen's house, heart pounding. Her wind chimes clanged like a siren. You gave hunters access to my land? She didn't even flinch. Well, maybe if you'd attended an HOA meeting, we could have discussed shared use. Don't blame me for miscommunication. It was no miscommunication. It was malice. But I didn't realize how far she'd go until the scream. Liam's scream from the field. Then the silence that followed. I ran. I don't remember grabbing the fence post or tripping over the wire, but I hit the ground hard. My knees scraped. My palms bled. I kept running. Liam was kneeling in the tall grass, his arms wrapped around Peanut's tiny body. Blood. Too much of it. The miniature horse twitched once, then went still. Liam's face was pale, empty. He didn't cry. He just kept saying, "It's okay, he's fine." Right, Dad? But I couldn't lie. I knelt down, touched Peanut's neck, and felt nothing. No pulse, no breath, just stillness. That's when I noticed the tag. A bright orange hunting tag stuck in the dirt near the body. One of those camo-wearing trespassers must have mistaken him for a deer, or worse, didn't care, and Karen. She was watching from the edge of her deck with binoculars, sipping coffee like it was just another morning. I called the sheriff immediately. I explained everything. The unauthorized hunters, the dead animal, the trespassing, the clear signs that Karen had directed them. Do you have proof she gave them access? The deputy asked. Any written permission, emails? No, but she told me. She admitted it! He sighed. Hard to prove verbal agreements. We'll investigate, but unless you can link her directly, it may be tough. I buried Peanut that evening under the old oak tree behind the barn. Liam placed a worn-out brush beside the stone. He still hadn't said a word. That night I didn't sleep. I did something else. I read the HOA bylaws, all 92 pages. Then I read our property deed again. Carefully. That's when I found it. A clause. In small print. Buried in legal jargon. No individual residing outside the formal HOA boundaries shall be subjected to regulatory enforcement or shared access. Agreements. Including but not limited to gates, roads, or land crossings. My land wasn't under HOA at all. And here's the kicker. The trail Karen gave access to, it wasn't just mine. It was under federal conservation zoning. Protected land. No hunting allowed. At all. She hadn't just crossed a line. She broke the law. So I filed a formal report. Not just to the sheriff, but to the state wildlife authority and the Office of Federal Land Management. I gathered every warning she left, every voicemail, every complaint about that horse. Then I got to work setting up trail cams, just in case, because I wasn't done yet. Karen thought she could control everything. She didn't realize what I used to do for a living. And now, Now I was going to make sure she paid. 2 weeks passed. Karen thought she'd gotten away with it. She still strutted around the neighborhood like she owned the soil beneath our boots, still sent passive-aggressive violation notices through her mail slot printer. But then the unmarked trucks rolled in. 3 black SUVs, 2 men in tan uniforms. Wildlife enforcement? One guy had a clipboard. The other? A badge. They didn't knock on my door first. They went to hers. I watched from the porch as they questioned her. Her arms were flailing. Her voice got louder. She pointed at my house more than once. But the officers never flinched. After 20 minutes, she disappeared inside, only to return holding a single sheet of paper. A map. I knew that map. It was the back trail, and she had just given them proof. Proof that she gave unauthorized hunters access to federally protected land. That evening, I got a call. "Mr. Wallace?" the man said. "Your report checks out, and so does your status. You weren't exaggerating." "No, sir," I replied. "Appreciate the heads up, Judge." You see, that's the part Karen never knew. I wasn't just a grieving father. I was a retired federal judge, 10 years on the bench. Land disputes, property law, federal land protections. Karen thought I was just a lonely rancher. She didn't know I had friends in places that actually mattered. A week later, HOA Karen received a federal citation for unauthorized land use, a fine of $75,000 for enabling illegal hunting, and a lawsuit from me, personally, for emotional damages and the wrongful death of an animal with therapeutic designation. She showed up at my door once, shaking, asking if we could resolve this quietly. Liam was sitting beside me. He looked at her, then said his first full sentence in weeks. "You killed my best friend." She broke down crying, but I didn't. Because justice wasn't about feelings. It was about accountability. Peanut didn't die for nothing. And my son, he was finally healing. We got a new rescue horse a month later, not to replace Peanut, but to carry on what he started. Karen? She resigned from the HOA. The clipboard disappeared. And the gate? Locked. For good. Was this story as heartbreaking for you as it was for us? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. If you believe justice was served, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more true story-inspired twists. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a story that stirs your heart.